good morning everyone. This is grade 6 English session and today's grammar topic is present simple and present continuous. Now let's get started by present simple. Actually, present simple. Why we use present simple, or what is present simple at first? Present simple is used to talk about an action which happens on a regular basis. For example, I am 19 years old, he lives in London, and I am a student. Also, present simple tells something that happens again and again in the present, meaning that frequent actions, like I play football every weekend. Okay, now let's move to the formation of present simple. How could we make a sentence in the present simple form? Actually, we have no problems with the pronouns I, you, we, they. Okay, we call them plural pronouns. Okay, we just put the verb as it is in the basis form. But all the changes that we do in the third person pronouns, okay, with he, she, and it. Okay, as we see here, I work, you work, we work, they work. Okay, but for she, he, and it, we put either S-E-S or I-E-S. S with the regular verbs like work, works, stays, stays, and so on. But how about ES? As we see here, if the verb that you have and you are going to put it with he, she, or it, okay, if this verb ends with SH, CH, SSO, or X, okay, we put ES, like teach becomes teaches, wash becomes washes, watch becomes watches, go becomes goes, okay, like she goes, he goes, she washes the dishes, and so on. Okay, how about turn the verbs that end with Y to IES. Okay, we have here an example which is carry. She carries, he carries, it carries. Okay, we turn the Y here to IES. So all the verbs that end with with Y, we turn this Y to IES. No. If the Y letter, which is the last letter in the verb, okay, is preceded by a vowel, we keep the verb as it is. We just put S like the regular verb that we have here in the first form with he, she, and it. Okay, for example, if I have verb like play, it becomes plays as it is, because as you see here, the Y is preceded by A, which is a vowel, and the stay becomes stays. Okay, what else? Say becomes says. Why? All of these verbs we just put S, not IES, because these verbs have Y, yes, but this Y is preceded by a vowel. But if this Y, or if the verb doesn't have a vowel before it, or it has a consonant before it, we can turn the Y to IES with the third person pronouns. Now, okay, formation of simple present tense. What is formation? We have, of course, the affirmative case, the interrogative case, and the negative case. I think, you think, he, she, it thinks, okay, we think. How about an interrogative? Interrogative means to make yes and no question, okay, using do and does. Of course, do with the plural pronouns and does with the singular pronouns or the third person pronouns. Okay, do I think, do you think, does he, she, it think, do we think. Okay, for the negative form, of course, we just use not after the helping verb that we use. I do not think, you don't think, he, she, it doesn't think, we don't think. Okay, now, of course, this is, I think, the most important part in the present simple tense, the usage of the present simple tense. Okay, why we use present simple tense? This was my first question at the beginning of the session. All right, the simple present is used Number one, to give your opinion. I like ice cream, I don't like pizza, I don't like junk food, I like to play football every weekend with my friends. So just you give your opinion about something. Either you like this or you don't like this, okay? To talk about schedules, right? The library opens at 8, it doesn't open at 7. So if you have a planned thing that you are, that these plans or these times, okay, are already planned before, okay, like a time for a plane or a train, okay, we just use present simple tense, all right? The library opens at 8, it doesn't open at 7, so this is something stable and it doesn't change, okay, and it's already planned before. To talk about daily habits. Or routine actions, frequent actions, all right? Sarah eats cheese for breakfast every day. She doesn't eat cereal. Take care, by the way, of every day, every week, once a week, okay? Because we're going to talk about this in details. Now, to give facts, the Earth orbits the Sun, the Moon doesn't orbit the Sun. So this is fact, something that we can't change, okay? This is something natural, okay? The human beings or the humans have no control on this, so we just use present simple when you talk about something like this, okay? And finally, simple present tells something that's always true, okay? Like the adult human body contains 2.6 bones, okay? So this is something is always true, even if we have some exceptions for some people that have maybe physical disabilities or physical problems. This is something else, but this is for the common thing for all human beings. Now, the time expressions, as we said, that how about every day, every moment, or we have here on Saturdays, once a week, and so on. This is, we call them time expressions. And what does it mean, time expressions? It means that when you see something like this in the sentence, or an expression like this in the sentence, this is refers to present simple tense, and you have to put the sentence, in this case, into the present simple form, okay? Like, I drink milk every day, she plays basketball on Saturdays, they don't go to the cinema once a week, okay? Now, let's skip this part because we're going to take it right now. Okay, the present simple tense use words like always, actually they are adverbs. Always, usually, sometimes, often, never, and so on. We call these adverbs of frequency. And why we use these adverbs of frequency in present simple tense? Okay, to express how many times we do something or we do an action, right? Let's take some examples to clarify this. Here we have always, usually, often, sometimes, never. So what is the use of these adverbs of frequency? As we said, that we use them to express how many times or how often actually you do this action, or you make something if you have a routine or a habit in your life. Dad always cooks the dinner. So Dad always cooks the dinner. What does it mean, this sentence? It means that my dad or dad, okay, all the time cooks the dinner. So my dad cooks the dinner all the time. Okay, so here, instead of saying all the time or during the whole week and so on, I just use always. Always here it means, or gives me the meaning that 100% only dad that he makes or cooks the dinner, all right? About usual here it means most of the time. Like mom usually gets up early, Cindy often serves the net, Tim sometimes bangs at the door, Bob never goes to school late. About the last sentence, for example, Bob never goes to school late, it means that, okay, how many times or how often does Bob go to school late? Never. He doesn't go to school late at all. He never, okay, goes to school late. Means that he doesn't do this anytime at all. Now, About how often, of course, always, usually, sometimes, never, and always. Okay, if we want to ask about these adverbs of frequency in a sentence, okay, what is the question, or what is the WH question that we are going to use to ask about this? Okay, we use how often. How often means how many times, okay, that you do something or that you do an action. Okay, the question how often is used to ask how often an action is in English. Okay, like how often do you download games to your phone? How often do you upload photos to your Instagram account? And how often do they use the ball? How often does David go to the movies? Okay, in return you're going to answer, for example, I always download games to my phone. So I always means all the time, or I never download any games in my phone means that I don't do this at all. So your answer is going to have an adverb of frequency in your answer, but this is according to the what? According to the percentage that you, how many times you do this. All right, now let's try this exercise quickly. Okay, she always space in dance competitions, participate or participates. Before you answer this question, you are going to ask yourself a question. Number one, or the first question is, okay, what is the subject or the pronoun that you have? Is it a plural pronoun or a third person pronoun? Is it refers for he, she, it, or I, or you, or we, or Sarah, and Medhat, Layla, and Ahmed, and so on? Okay, are they plural pronoun, or the subject of the sentence, is it singular or plural? Because according to this, you are going to choose the verb and the present simple tense, of course. So here, she, of course, this is refers to the third person pronoun, so your answer is going to be participates. All right? John space every morning. Okay, dog or dogs? Of course, John refers to he, so the answer is dogs. I space in France, live or lives. I, this is a plural. This is a plural pronoun, so I live in France. Okay, let's move quickly to present continuous. Okay, actually I'm going to skip this because we have already an exercise about present simple and present continuous together, just to save your time. Now present continuous tense or the present progressive. Okay, the present continuous tense is formed from the present tense from verb to be, which is am, is, or are, and the participle form of the verb or of the main verb that you have. Okay, just use the verb that you have plus ing. Okay, we generally use present continuous to talk about, number one, when something is happening now, or temporary situation, definite future plans, or changing situations and annoying habits. Of course, we are going to take every single use of this present continuous usage in details, okay, later. But now let's move to the affirmative form, short form of the affirmative, negative form, short form of the negative, questions, okay, with yes and no question, and WH questions. Okay, I am playing, the short form, I am playing, the negative form, I am not playing, just here but not after the verb to be. The short form, I am not playing, the question here with yes no question, am I playing? And WH questions is why am I playing? Alright, the same for the other examples. We are reading, we are reading, we are reading, we are not reading, we aren't reading, are we reading, and what are we reading? Okay, but here we have a note which is not all verbs we can use them in the present continuous or in the present progressive. Why? Because we have some verbs, we call them stative verbs, and these stative verbs we can't put them in the continuous form like love, feel, and so on. Now, present continuous present continuous usage. Here we have the usage and one example for them. Okay, in details. Now, describe something which is happening at the exact moment of speech. For example, Jim is watching television at the moment. So, if I go to the reception, for example, or for the bedroom, I will find that Jim is watching television at the moment. Right now, if you go or if you see here, look, Jim is watching television at the moment. So here we describe something which is happening at the exact moment of speech. Describe an action that it's taking place now, but not at the exact moment of speech. Okay, John is working in London. Okay, he's working already, or he's living now, and he lives now in London, and he is working in London now. Okay, but not at the exact moment. Okay, but the case in general, he is working in London. Okay, describe an event planned in the future. Something that you have already planned for it before. I am taking my French class on Tuesday. Okay, something that you have already prepared for before this. Now, to describe a temporary situation, I'm staying with a friend for a few days. So you're staying with a friend for a few days and you're going to get back to your home, okay, after your staying. To emphasize the frequency of an action, especially if this action is annoying or irritating action. Okay, and in this case we can use adverbs of frequency or adverbs like always, constantly, and forever. Okay, for example, that a child is always crying for no good reason. Here we use always, and you said that always is an adverb of frequency for present simple. Yes, but we have some actions or some situations that we call them annoying or irritating situations, and in these situations it's okay to use always, forever, and constantly. All right, and the last one, to describe a changing situation, like her health is improving by leaps and bounds. Now, time expressions, and the time expressions for present continuous or present progressive are very common to everyone. Okay, like at the moment, at this moment, today, now, right now, listen, and look. Okay, this summer. Now you are going to try this exercise with me. You are going to read the question, and before I show you the answer, let's check your understanding together. Is SpongeBob skateboarding? What can you see here in the picture? By the way, one of the uses for present continuous is to describe a picture, right? Okay, like if you see a picture that is hold in the on the wall, and I ask you to describe it, you are going to use present progressive, right? So, is SpongeBob skateboarding? What can you see? Okay, yes, he is. Is Sandy playing the guitar? So, what can you see here in the picture? Of course, yes, she is, because she already has a guitar in her hands and she is playing with it. Now, is Patrick swimming? Okay. No, he isn't. What is he doing? He is eating candies, right? Are SpongeBob and Patrick running? Are they running? What can you see in the picture? Of course not. No, they aren't. SpongeBob is driving and Patrick is taking a hike. Now, let's try this exercise together. Okay, present simple with present continuous. Now, complete these sentences with either present simple or the present continuous from the verbs in brackets. Number 1, David never to clean up after his mess. Okay, what do you think about the sentence here, or the tense of the sentence here? I have here never, and we mentioned that never is an adverb of frequency for present simple. All right, so, and David is a third personal pronoun, so David never cleans up after his mess. Number 2, Deborah space to prepare dinner at the moment means now. So at the moment we said that this is a time expression for present continuous. So Deborah is preparing dinner at the moment. Okay, don't forget to drop the E. Okay, after you put ing. I space to talk with my friend now. I am talking with my friend now. Number 4, we space to have a briefing every Monday morning. Okay, this is a frequent action, so we have a briefing every Monday morning. Number 5, this is a question. He to play basketball now. So is he playing basketball now? Number 6, look, our cat is sleeping. Okay, number 7, question 2, you to come to the party. Are you coming to the party? What time the bank opens? What time does the bank open? Space, you to kid me now. Are you kidding me now? Are you kidding me now? Okay, I'm really sorry, dear, but you to meet our criteria, but you don't meet our criteria. And this expression actually, they use it in the companies or the big places, okay, as a proper reply for the unsuccessful applicants, okay, if they are rejected in their jobs that they are apply for. And number 11, everyone to work on the project now. Everyone is working on the project now. And the last one, we usually hold our leadership training in Rome, but this year we space in it Venice. We are holding it. Okay, this is what the end of the session for today. Thank you very much and have a nice day.